Say about Nikki.
Right. What?
Bop.
Hello.
And for the first game of the day, it was Brooklyn Nets that played Chicago Bulls. For this game, the Bulls, like Zach LaVine was out. You know, there's players out for the Bulls. Nets were healthy, but you know, the stars didn't play great. Kyrie played pretty good. Harden wasn't really aggressive on offense. KD played atrocious. He played bad. He only had 12 points, shot 4 for 17. He did not play good. He did not show up to this game. Vucevic for the Bulls played bad, 4 for 18, 10 points. But the Nets still got the win because no Zach LaVine. They're not going to be enough. The Bulls weren't enough. Pat Williams played great. He had 24 points. He shot 9 for 14. You know, obviously, what he's going to bring on the defensive end. But Pat Williams, Thaddeus Young, Lauren Marketing pretty much stepped up for them, but still not enough. For me, the player of the game to this game, best player on the winning team today was Bruce Brown. 16 points, 12 rebounds. You know, he was great. 3 assists, 2 steals, a block. He was great. Shot 8 for 13. Yeah, that's the player of the game for me for the first game to go on to the second game. And for the second game, it was the return of LeBron, return of AD, return of all the guys against the Sabonis list, Brogdon list, Turner list, Pacers. It was actually a lot closer game than I thought. It actually kind of went down to the end of the game, but for the Lakers, the difference was AD. AD was great, 9 for 18, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He was great. LeBron played really good in his return on 28 minutes and had 24 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. He played great, shot 11 for 22. Everybody else, Shooter played pretty good in his return too. I forgot about that. KCP played pretty good. For the Pacers, Karis LeVert played really good. Jakar Sampson played good. Kellen Martin played good. Justin Holiday played pretty decent. Doug Martin played pretty good. So it was a really close game for what you would think it'd be. You'd think, the Pacers, all those players wouldn't make it close, but they actually made it really close. But for me, my player of the game for this game, the best player on the winning team was clearly Anthony Davis. He played great. He had 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, like I said earlier. He played really good. Let's get on to the third game. Let's get it. All right, and for the third game, it was the Hornets versus the Knicks. Knicks won in overtime. This game actually went to overtime, and the Knicks played good. Julius Randle played good as always. He played 46 minutes. The thing about the Knicks, they play a lot of minutes. I don't know if they're going to be able to be up there in the playoffs. But Julius Randle, 33 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds. Just a great game from him as usual. RJ Barrett didn't play that good. Reggie Bullock played good. He even played really good as of late. Noel played decent for them. Peyton, did nothing as usual. Manuel quickly played pretty decent. Burks played pretty decent. Derrick Rose played pretty decent. For the Hornets, Miles Bridges off the bench just played very, very good. As Devontae Graham did the same. So their dude came off the bench actually played good and played a lot of minutes. And PJ Washington didn't really play that great. The starters, like the main starters, LaMelo, Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, they didn't really play that good. Jalen McDaniels played pretty good. But for my player of the game, I'm gonna have to go with Julius Randle. Come on, bro. Like he played great. 33 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds. He played great. So get on to the fourth game. All right, for the fourth game, you had the Boston Celtics play the Minnesota Timberwolves. And in that game, Jason Tatum, he had his 26 points. He had his 11 rebounds. He had his 2 assists. That's his average game he's going to give you. Someone who stepped up for them, who usually doesn't play like that. Luke Cornett, he had 12 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks. Celtics played good. They were missing Jaylen Brown, obviously. He's out for the year. They were missing Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, and Fournier played pretty good. Waiters, pretty sure Tremont Waiters, something like that. He played pretty good. For the Timberwolves, it was just Cat and AE. Nobody else really did anything. D'Lo had an off game. Nas Reed played pretty decent. After that, it just like nothing. Like he really didn't get anything from anybody else. But it was a blowout game. Not much really to talk about. It was just a blowout. But my player of the game for this game is Jason Tatum, obviously. Maybe you could say Luke Cornett and Fournier, but nah, I'm gonna go to Jason Tatum. Let's get into the fifth game. Let's get it. And for the fifth game, this game was boring as well. It was just a blowout, 140-103. Nothing really interesting in this game. Devin Booker, 27, he's a bucket. Chris Paul, a very efficient 16, 10, and 5. Torrey Craig stepped up for them. Dario Saric stepped up. Campaign stepped up. That's really it. For the Spurs, Kelvin Johnson played pretty decent. Vassell played pretty decent. Eubanks played pretty decent. Dieng played pretty good. Weatherspoon played pretty alright, but it was just not enough. No DeRozan, no Podol, no. I don't think they had DeJounte either. Yeah, it was just set up for disaster. There was no way they were gonna win. But my play of the game got to go to Chris Paul. That 7 for 10, 16, 10, and 5 impacts the game more than scoring. He's my play of the game, but Devin Booker's really close. But let's get into the last game. Let's get it. Alright, for the last game of the day, we got the Miami Heat playing the Milwaukee Bucks. Miami Heat were without Jimmy Butler, so, without Jimmy Butler, they obviously were not going to win. The Bucks just destroyed them, just playing Jimmy. There's no Jimmy leadership, so what are they going to do? They can't do anything. They have Bam, but Bam didn't play good. Bam, 5 points, 2 for 9, The Bucks didn't particularly, nobody really took over. They all really just played pretty good, at least the starters. But Brian Forbes actually came up pretty good for them. Bobby Portis played pretty good for them, but for the starters, it was Drew Holiday, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. They just went crazy, and Miami Heat couldn't do anything about it. I mean, the Miami Heat, Kendrick Nunn was off something tonight. He was playing great. Everybody else, Duncan Robinson played pretty decent. Goran Dragic pretty decent, but that's usually the game. All these games, except for the Hornets game, were pretty much blowouts today. But player of the game for this game has to go to Drew Holiday. If it wasn't whoever gets the best on the winning team, it definitely go to Kendrick Nunn. But the best player on the best team today was Drew Holiday. That's it for these games. Let's get it. Let's get into the player of the day. It's a whole all game player of the day. Let's get it. All right, and for the player of the day, it has to go to Julius Randle. It was obvious. Julius Randle just went absolutely dumb today, and he got his team to win in overtime. It got to go to Julius Randle. Could go to Kendrick Nunn, but I'm gonna give it to Julius Randle. He had a better all-around game. He had 13 points. 33 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds. He went absolutely dumb today. Got his team to win in overtime. But that's the end of the video. If y'all enjoyed, comment down below, like the video. But let's get it.
Scratched $1 million off my checklist 3 years ago. Add 2 zeros to the 1, I'm in a different mode. This my life, do what I want, I be with different